Hello, this is Ron with Rising Sun Properties. This is another one in the Shizuoka area. This is a drive around the local spot. Beautiful views by the sea. Here's the home, 9.8 million yen, 65,000 USD, 2-story 5DK, 120 square meters, built in 1988, and about 1.2 kilometers from the nearest station. And here is the road coming in. There is a garage, but the road was so narrow, I'm not sure if you'd be able to drive in. I did come with a local agent. Sometimes I get the keys myself, sometimes I come with a local agent. He parked down the street, he didn't even pull in, so parking might be difficult, to be honest. And overall, for the price, didn't seem like a bad home, but there was some pretty noticeable water damage you'll see here in this room. And this is what really, worries me about working with other agents, especially locally. He acted like he didn't know anything about it, and he called the owner, and the owner said, oh, it must have been from the rain that was a couple days ago, is new. And as you'll see, it does not look like it's new at all. And I asked him, I'm like, does that look like it came from 2 days ago? And he didn't have much of an answer. I don't like to talk bad or throw anybody under the bus, but it's pretty obvious to me. And here it is. There's really bad water damage all over. And here's what I was showing him. He said that was from 2 days ago. That is not from 2 days ago. So again, these are the things I look for when I'm viewing properties. I think he was pretty impressed or surprised, it might be the word, as how thorough of a job I was doing looking at the home. But that's what I do, because I want to make sure we find out any problems immediately, even before we do the inspection. So there was the first room. Here's the living room on the first floor as well. You can see there's an air con installed right there. A look into the kitchen. Some storage on the other side in the same room. Doors did seem to be closing okay. Kitchen looks pretty dated, as you can tell. It's probably the original floors. Pretty cluttered, so it would look a lot more spacious if you get all the stuff out of there. There is a door on the other side that was blocked out, not being used. But here is the kitchen. Probably would need to be remodeled. Again, we can help with all those post-sale stuff, introduce other vendors and services to provide those services. Look out the back door. Some of the homes were pretty close, so it's not like you have a yard or anything like that. There's a bit of a balcony out front. Here's the bathroom, or rather shower area. Sink where I guess you would brush your teeth. Pretty large, awkward sink, but sometimes in the quote country areas, that's just the way they're built. I did take a look underneath the floor. This seemed a little soft. I forgot to record it. It was when I was on the call with the client. It looked pretty rough underneath, to be honest. The foundation looked like some moisture and some damage to the wood. So, again, for the price, I guess it's okay, but it does look like it's going to need a bit of work. So, an extra 5 to 7 million yen, maybe even 10, depending on how much damage needs to be repaired. 2 toilets. Here's the first one underneath the stairs, the baby pink we all know and love at this point. It's all over the place in these older homes. Some storage underneath the stairs. So that is the first floor. And the design and the wood layout doesn't seem too bad at all. You can see there is something going on here. Not exactly sure, but looks like water damage to me. I'm not sure how water would get in there. So maybe from the sink upstairs, there's another sink. Maybe it overflowed and got damage. Again, the guy I was working with acted like he didn't really know much about it, but it's pretty obvious. So needs to be pointed out. You can see him down to the left, like looking at, oh yeah, there is something here. Here's the upstairs, the sink. So this is probably like the sink leaked at some point and got the water damage underneath. Storage above. So there's 3 rooms basically upstairs here. A lot of space. So if you have a large family, might be a good kind of property to consider. Walls look a little bit dated, but that's pretty common. There's a spot for an aircon there, as you can see. We need to install it. Not a big deal. Here's the tatami. Tatami's okay the way it is, but again, all this might want to be updated. Look from the second room in the middle there. Out onto the balcony. So there's a balcony here and a balcony in the back bedroom as well. There was an attic, but I unfortunately could not get up into the attic to take a look. The rod used to pull it down was broken, so was unable to get the stairs down. There's some construction on the other home, so the view is a bit blocked right there. But overall, not a bad view. You are really close to the water. Grocery store, shopping is just, maybe a 10-minute walk away, so the area is quite convenient overall. A bit far from the station. Could walk if you wanted to. Again, it's about 1.2 kilometers. That's a bit less than a mile. And here's this back master bedroom, I guess. It would look a lot better with all this clutter out of there, but again, second homes, they just are presented this way. If you are interested in purchasing one of those, all that is negotiated at the end, whether they take it out or it's just bought as is and you're responsible to remove it. And sometimes we can negotiate the price down to cover that. It just all depends on the situation. So a decent view here from the top as well. Here's the second toilet with the baby pink. And this is an S. I don't think it was listed as an S, but sometimes you'll see like 4 LDKS, and the S stands for storage. This is a storage room. The way they're listed is always a bit objective, the number of rooms and what they're used for, but just kind of have to use your imagination how you would use it specifically. Here's a look out the storage room. And the sounds of the Japanese train. So that is the tour of this home. So, for the price, not too bad. It does need some work. I'm a little bit concerned about the foundation and structure. Always things to keep in mind. Thank you guys always for watching. We are a licensed real estate agent. Contact us if you have any questions or interested in buying in Japan. Thank you very much and have a great day.